It's news time. Information is power. The current. The news headline. Joe Igbokwe. 3 revelations made about Ipob that may help the security agencies in the region. The news in full. APC chieftain Joe Igbokwe has recently weighed in on the spate of incessant attacks in the southeastern region and Anambra State in particular. It could be recalled that the southeastern region has gradually become experienced nefarious attacks of unknown gunmen. Speaking recently with The Punch, Joe Igbokwe discussed exhaustively sundry political issues in the region. He therefore identified circumstances that could hinder Igbo from producing next president of Nigeria, and he also discussed the need for a state of emergency to be declared in Anambra State. Joe Igbokwe says that the crisis significantly skyrocketed after the proscribed group Indigenous People of Biafra began their forceful stay-at-home order in the region. A lot of people have been killed in a bid to enforce this sit-at-home order in the southeastern region. Although Ipob have continuously distanced themselves from these killings, Joe Igbokwe begs to differ. However, his revelations about the operatives of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Ipob, and its armed group, ESN, that is the Eastern Security Network, were so overwhelming and could be of much relevance to security agencies who are seeking to return normalcy to the region. First, he identified operatives of the Ipob and ESN as those masterminded the incessant attacks in the region, insisting that his house was recently razed by the operatives of Indigenous People of Biafra. Meanwhile, almost all incessant attacks in the region have been attributed to unknown gunmen. The killing of top Igbo leaders and security personnel were linked to unknown gunmen. Even the recent murder of the husband to the former director of Nnamdi, Professor Dora Akunyili, was linked to unknown gunmen. However, Joe Igbokwe is of the opinion that these crimes were perpetrated by the operatives of the Ipob and ESN. Secondly, Joe Igbokwe also reviewed the modus operandi of the Ipob. He maintained the leadership of the Ipob recruits unsuspecting youth into their group with a promise of giving them sensitive positions if they should successfully secede from Nigeria. Typically, they could promise some people the post of commissioner, while others might be promised the post of local government chairman. These are the modalities through which they successfully recruit unsuspecting youth into their agitations. With the promises made, these individuals will begin to agitate assiduously the immediate sovereignty of Biafra. More so, the APC chieftain revealed that Ipob members are also PDP members. Referring to the 2015 general elections, Joe Igbokwe recounted how Ipob supported the People's Democratic Party, PDP, though the group are working towards boycotting the November 6 gubernatorial elections in Anambra State, but PDP are still doing their campaigns. Joe Igbokwe revealed. This implies that the leadership of Ipob are not sincere with their agitations, and there are obtainable tendencies that the agitations of Ipob could be political. Granted, these revelations from Joe Igbokwe would go a long way in combating insecurity within the region. It is therefore very necessary that the security formations across the region should prioritize this information as they continue the fight against insurgency in the southeast. The armless alloy right after Joe Igbokwe had the interview with The Punch. We recall just of recent too that the Abubakar Malami too was analyzing, amongst others, the opera of which the Indigenous People of Biafra had actually been causing in the southeastern region, trying to shift all the blames of the mayhem going there on the Indigenous People of Biafra. And the committee was headed by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, said consequent upon the instigating directives of Kanu, members of the Ipob and the Eastern Security Network carried out massive attacks on democratic institutions, especially facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission, with a view to hampering the democratic process in Nigeria. It said that the attacks that were carried out between October 2020 and June 2021 led to the killings of 175 security personnel. The report read in part, acting on the instigating directives of Nnamdi Kanu, Ipob member, and NSAS protesters attacked and killed many security agents, destroyed several public and private properties, including police stations and public transport buses and other facilities across the country. That on October 24, 2020, Nnamdi Kanu, through an online call in Biafra program, Radio Biafra, further instigated Ipob members to burn down all police stations and kill government security forces, which was carried out, and the security personnel, especially police officers, were killed and public and private properties destroyed. Abubakar Malami further says that 175 security personnel were killed by the indigenous people of Biafra, ESN, comprising 128 policemen, 37 military personnel, and 10 other security operatives, killing of prominent Nigerians. Recently, there were gruesome killings of traditional leaders, Obi-Wan of Okudo Autonomous Community, Eze-I and Yokuchuku Durueburu, and Eze Samson Osunwa of Inhebiunwere Autonomous Community, as well as killing of Dr. Chike Akunyili and 8 others, as well as the killing of Alhaji Ahmad Gulak on Monday 38, 2021. The committee found that as a consequence of Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast, that there were 19 attacks on INEC facilities that resulted in destruction of offices, as well as 18 INEC logistical vehicles, several election materials, equipment and ICT gadgets in Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Cross River, Enugu, Ebonyi, and Imo states. The Presidential Committee stated that 164 police stations and formations, including police headquarters Owerri, Imo State, were attacked by Ipob ESN, leading to the death of 128 policemen, while 144 were injured and 628 vehicles were destroyed. It said that 396 firearms and 17,738 ammunitions were carted away during the Ipob ESN attacks, and there were 3 Ipob ESN attacks on Nigerian Correctional Service, including the headquarters of the Nigerian Immigration and Service, Umuahia, Abia State, was also attacked by Ipob and ESN, leading to the death of one officer, the report read. And these were the words of Abubakar Malami, trying to say that they have investigated the matters at hand, and that the indigenous people of Biafra are the one causing a whole lot of death, through the instigation of words that led to the killings of these people. That Nnamdi Kanu has been using the Ipob Radio Biafra, Radio Biafra station to instigate people to continue to perpetrate evil acts, killing policemen, military officials, and the likes like that. However, it has been said by a legal practitioner that all these are mere allegations, because there is no proof to all these things, that Nnamdi Kanu was not physically there, and all these things that were said that he talked about are just based on wordings, that there are no concrete evidences to justify this. Thanks for listening.